Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today I am continuing to work on my Margarete Miller Collage Weekly Planner, and we are to week number 37. And so for this week, it looks like this one I was able to find stuff in my stash pretty fast for this week, and the theme kind of came, I think, as I started looking at the first prompt, which is something spooky. And so then right away I thought about Halloween. And so I thought, well, that kind of is an easy theme for me to do. And so when I was pulling stuff, I kind of had that in the back of my head, I guess. So right away I grabbed this piece of paper with the tree on it. And I had pulled it earlier for a previous layout, I think, when I did that Blackbird one with the song. Because this one had blackbirds in it, but the tree was kind of spooky. If you look really close, it almost looks like it has a face in it. You can see the eyes and the nose and the mouth. So to me, that's kind of spooky. And then I also pulled for something spooky. I think I have a sticker book right here. It's a Halloween one, and it has, like, you know, some dripping blood, and it has bats, and it has spiders, and I think there's a skeleton in here. There's the word spooky somewhere in here. So it seems like I have some stuff that I could pull from there also for being spooky, but I think I want to use this tree. And then sheet music, I always have a ton of scraps for sheet music because I use that all the time. So I have a ton of scraps sitting here that I can play with. And the next prompt is a black and white photo. And since I kind of felt like I was starting to go with a Halloween theme with this little tree, I remembered I had these found relatives from Tim Holtz, and that he had some kids or something in here that looked kind of Halloweenish. And so here was some kids that looks like they're dressed up. There's a clown and a skeleton. Maybe possibly like a little Bo Peep or something like that in there of kids dressed up. There's also this one of this guy with a pumpkin, so that's kind of Halloween. And then I thought this one was kind of cute with the little boys and the pumpkin, so I think that's the one I'm going to go with. I just like the tone of this one. It's a little bit more brown since this one's so dark. A little bit more black and white with a little bit of brown tone, and then if I added the sheet music. So I think that's how I'm going to go with those. And then let's see, what are some of my next prompts? A sequence of numbers. And so I pulled out two things that I had. This one would have been really cool if it would have been October, but it says March on the top. But this one's a sequence of numbers. It's astronomical calculations, but I figured I could always cut off the top that says March. And there's some numbers here or some numbers down here. So I could use a portion of this on here. Or also, I've been cleaning out my stamp room and going through different stuff that I have. I'm getting ready for my new craft room and just slowly organizing and going through things. And I found this, I found some bingo cards, and this is like a bingo checklist. So there's a sequence of numbers on here if you were playing bingo and you were the one calling out. So I could use a portion of this also on there. So I haven't really decided yet which way I want to go, if I just want part of this astronomical thing, which again I think would be cool with just the word astronomical and Halloween and stuff. So maybe I'll lean towards this one this time around, but I still definitely, this will show up somewhere this year or next year in a collage, I think. So sequence of numbers, pattern paper. So I have several sheets of leftover Halloween paper with patterns on them. This is polka dots. This is kind of a grungy polka dot one. This one has some writing on it. And this one came from a Halloween pad also. So pattern paper, and then I also have this pattern paper with bugs on it, so that might be appropriate for pattern paper. So that one might be kind of cool to use. And otherwise I don't know what else I would use for that one. I think, yeah, this one's Halloween paper too. So I could actually even cut out one of the tickets too on here that says like admit one to the cemetery or something like that. So that might work too. And then it says something gray. And so again, I pulled out more paper, which this also would work for pattern paper. It's scrapbooking paper. I received a bunch of black and white and gray papers from a friend a while ago, and these were in there. And so this one I kind of find interesting just because there's script on it. There's polka dots. This one looks kind of gothic or possibly, you know, pattern to it. So that one might work for the Halloween theme, or even this background piece also. They all kind of have that Halloween look to them, even though they're not Halloween paper. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead, I think, and decide a little bit on a layout. So for now, you know, maybe I'll just put my music paper like that. This I'm definitely going to cut down somehow. And I'm thinking I'm going to just cut the spooky tree out into a square. So maybe I'll want to layer that maybe in the bottom left-hand corner once I get that cut out. And then, let's see, the boys, you know, could get layered on here somehow up towards there. So then that kind of just leaves like the numbers and the scrapbooking paper and the gray paper to fit in on here. And I could easily, you know, maybe cut out a portion of the scrapbooking paper for up there for a pattern paper, possibly. And let's see, you know, if I cut this down, or I could cut out part of the astronomical calculations for a sequence of numbers and maybe just put that up there in the corner. You know, that would maybe work. You know, and still, I would still need to put these two papers in here. And there's always going to be room for some sort of pattern paper, you know, down here. So I think what I'm going to start off with is just, I think it's going to help just to maybe cut these down a little bit and see where I'm at. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. So I'm back, and I did cut things down a little bit. I haven't glued anything down yet. You can see I added those astronomical calculations for the number sequence of numbers up there, the something gray, the black and white photo, the music paper, and then it said like pattern paper. I used this bug pattern paper, also this script pattern paper. That one up there can be considered pattern paper, I guess, too, but that one's my something gray, my something spooky. So I have all of the elements on there, but I was looking at my sticker sheet and just thinking it still was missing something over here. So I was thinking I could maybe add in this little vellum sticker right here. I did stick it onto cardstock and cut it out. So I'm thinking that would go there. And then I was looking at possibly adding some of this washi vellum tape, I think right here, just to break up these two pieces of paper and add a little color to it, or else putting it underneath the photo. And I think either one would look okay. Doing that, I just think it needed a little something more. And so I'm going to do that also, I think, add that somewhere on here when I glue everything down. So I just wanted to pop on and show you what my layout is most likely going to be, and then I will come back and show you the final page after I'm done gluing everything down. So I just finished gluing everything down, and I did go ahead and add some of that vellum washi tape that I had, those stickers. And again, I just stuck those down on cardstock and then cut them out just so you could see them. And I added another little strip of washi up here and right there, again from this same little vellum sticker book that I had, just to use a few more things from my stash. And so I'm happy with this layout. Again, it kind of seems to have a little bit of a spooky or Halloween type theme to it, so it's too bad that it's not Halloween, but it works for this week and I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go through the prompts one more time with you guys. So again, it's week number 37, and I was supposed to pick something spooky, and I felt like this tree was spooky. It had a little face in it. You could also maybe say the little skeleton hand could be spooky. The bugs can be kind of spooky or creepy and crawly. And same with these little blood drippings. And let's see, the sheet music I have right there. Black and white photo, I have this Tim Holtz photo of these little boys holding the jack-o'-lanterns. A sequence of numbers, so I have these astronomical calculation numbers up here. And pattern paper, I have several sheets of pattern paper. I have the bugs, which is a pattern paper. This little script writing, which is a pattern paper. And also this gray paper back here, which has a little bit of a pattern, slight pattern to it. And then the last one was bonus, was something gray. And so this scrapbooking paper was gray. And I kind of feel like this tree has a little bit of gray overtones to it. And then also the background on this vellum sticker right here has some gray in it. So there's a couple different things on this layout that have gray in it. So I did use everything on the assignment or the prompts for this week. And again, I just want to thank everybody so much for watching. I hope you guys all are having a wonderful week. And I hope to see you back next week for week number 38.